Ah, there we go.
It's LeahMouseVlog, LeahMouseVlog, it's LeahMouse's vlog.
Okay, finally ready to start these candles. Watson, no. She disagrees. Oh my god, I finally finished printing all the labels and everything. I still gotta cut them and get all the jars set up and the wicks cut and everything. Got these labels that I already cut, and I need 4 sheets of labels to cut. Lots and lots of candles, Watson. So many candles. So luckily I'm stocked with a lot of jars, and I got my brand new case of wax. And I've got coffee for days because I'm gonna need it. It's gonna be a long night. I got a really late start because I didn't sleep well last night. Of course, go figure, when I have to get up and do things the next day. That's just how it always is. So I took a little bit of a nap, and that just kind of threw me off because I always feel, I don't know, jittery and funny after a nap, and it just, I gotta be on my best game when I'm making candles, especially this many, because it's a lot to keep track of, it's a lot to organize, and I gotta make sure that I get it right. I'm getting a very late start, but it's okay. I have all the time in the world right now, so whatever. I gotta cut up all these labels, and then get all the jars set up, and get to going here. And Watson apparently is going to help. You wanna help? You got sharp claws, you can do this, right? Yeah, this is my list. This is what all I have to make. Reminiscent of Candlemania from Christmas, really is. It's about half as many-ish, but still, a lot to keep track of. Alright. Hi, Houdini. I got all the jars out. That end with the caution labels put on the bottom and everything. That alone took 15 minutes. Just to get them out of the boxes and set up and everything. And I still have to make the wicks, and I still have to affix all these labels. Good Lord, Houdini. What is it, baby? I just fed you guys. I just fed you. What do you want? What does my little precious baby want? Sweetie, they're so happy that I'm home so much now. They hang out with me and cuddle with me all the time, and they cannot get enough of my company, which I think is awesome because I can't get enough of theirs either. Henry's on the egg chair. Hi, Henry. You look very sleepy. You okay? Hey, buddy. Oh, sweet beast. Oh, dear. Oh, my God.
How he really wants it to be luxurious.
It's more just like sophisticated and opulent.
And he specifically said that he does not want.
What's up, guys? We are in Jeffree Star's Spalling.
I'm halfway done with the labels. 10 minutes later, I'm halfway done putting labels onto the jars. Oh my god. And just for some context, I started at about 8 p.m. this evening after my nap and food. It is now midnight 30. So, it really does take a long time. Yes, Houdini knows. It really does take a long time for one person to do all this, like, from start to finish. And it was funny because I was actually working on some listing stuff when I was at JJ's over the weekend. He was playing a video game, had my laptop, and I was working on setting up the store on Facebook, you know. And I was sitting there and I was working constantly, and I think after about an hour, I was like, okay, I need to take a break and get some food. So I went in the kitchen to make some food. And I'd only made like a minuscule amount of progress just because it takes so long. It's so time consuming and tedious to do everything that I have to do, you know, one at a time, this, that, and the other thing. And it's only just me. And I said to him, I said, you see how much work this is? Like, you see? And he's like, yeah, you need like a production assistant or something. And I was like, you're hired. I mean, I think he was even surprised at how much work goes into this. Like, it's normal for me because I do it, I don't say all the time, but I mean, I've been doing it since, what, 2011, 2012, something like that. So, you know, obviously I'm familiar, and it's a much speedier process than it used to be, that's for sure. Man, I can't believe I used to do that. I used to, oh my God, I used to like do the candle thing. The candle making itself hasn't really changed. I used to have to do top offs though, because the candles would pit because of the wax that I used back then, and now I know what wax to use. So I mean, I've learned so much over time. I've cut my production time probably literally in half, if not more, because I've learned what's quick and what's not, and I have a system now. Like, I have a system and stuff. But yeah, the wax I used back then used to pit, so I'd have to wait for all the candles to cool and then basically start all over and do a repour, and it was ridiculous. And I used to make the labels by hand, like I had shapes that I would use cut from cardstock, and I would hand draw the label names on them. Some of you guys might remember that. And then I would take fabric squares and tie them to the top. So I had to cut all the fabric squares and cut all the ribbon and tie it around the top with the lid, and then remove the lid so that the ribbon stayed on there and it didn't move. And that took for freaking ever, man. And then I bumped up to, I mean, I did the hand-drawn labels for quite some time, got rid of the fabric and the ribbon, and then I started doing the printed labels, which obviously was a lot quicker. And then I brought the fabric back, and then I had charms. Those didn't go so well, and plus that took a lot of time too, and it was a lot of extra cost for me, so I took those away again. And now I have the printed labels, and I have a system that works. I used to only have one pouring pot as well. Now I have 3. So it's a lot easier to rotate. Like, you know, you grab one out of the thing that's melted, you have the next one prepped, put it in there to start melting while you're pouring, you know, this one out, refill it with wax, put it in line, put it in the queue to like rotate through again, and now this one's melted and ready to go. And I set my fragrances up in order so I don't have to like look and think. As soon as I pour the wax and put the dye in there in the pot, I know which one I'm making. I grab the fragrance and set it up in a little queue so that I know which one to grab. Like I said, I've sped up my process as well as the shipping. I used to have to go to the post office. I'd have to buy boxes on my own and package everything and fill out the addresses, because Etsy didn't have shipping label printing capabilities back then, and I didn't know about USPS Click and Ship, if it existed back then, I'm not sure. So I would have to basically hand type out all the addresses and print them out on labels and put them in the boxes that I had to purchase myself, and then I'd have to go to the post office, stand in line, you know, and ship them one by one. But now, you know, cutting to the chase, now I just order the priority mail boxes, which are free. Any of you guys who ship things need to know this. You can order any priority mail boxes from USPS.com, and they're absolutely free to ship to your door. They don't cost anything. They don't cost anything for delivery. You just get them. It's just like the ones where you go to the post office and pick them up. But the region A, regional rate A and regional rate B are not available at post office. You have to specifically order those, and those are the cheapest ones. And you have to figure out by zip code what's gonna be the cheapest one. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into this, okay? It's crazy. So I had to sit down, and every time I moved, I had to sit down and re-put in all the zip codes to find out how much shipping costs from my zip code to the new zip codes all around the country. So it goes by zone. So it's a lot of work, and I loathed moving because I had to do that every single time. Sit down, and it would take an entire day to look up all the zip codes for all 50 states and plug them into the thing to see how much each box that weighs a certain thing would cost. Like I had to put in, like, for 1 candle, you know, 1 pound 3 ounces, for 2 candles 2 pounds 3 ounces, for 3 candles 3 pounds 5 ounces, for 4 candles, you know what I mean? Like I had to do that over and over for each zip code, each 50 zip codes, to see what zone it was, to see which is the cheapest shipping method and which one I should use. But anyway, I use the regional rate box A priority mail boxes, which are free. And then obviously it gets there faster, and it comes with a $50 insurance on it. So if you guys get broken candles, I'm covered. We're both fine. I can just send you a new one and I can get reimbursed for it. So it's all good, and that's good. And the other thing that sped things up with that was Etsy prints the shipping labels now. So I can just go click, 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 get shipping labels, and they print and they're ready to go. And that's so much quicker. And I also use USPS Click and Ship for my website, but I have to manually put those in, but it doesn't take long. I just print the packing slips and type in what's on the packing slip and print the thing. And since I print all the labels at home, the shipping labels, they're ready to go. I throw the shipping label on there, the fragile sticker, I go drop them off at the post office any time of day, and I don't have to wait in line. So there's been a lot of ways that I have cut my time down significantly with this, which enables me to make more at one time and get them out quicker and stuff. You know, provided I'm not busy doing other things, and right now I'm not. It's just taking me a while on this because this is a huge order, and it just took a really long time to you know, get everything organized, because I had to like triple check everything, make sure I had every single candle accounted for, every single order accounted for, because I don't want to half-ass this. I want to make sure you guys get exactly what you ordered. I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to waste my time and yours by overlooking something and having to go back later and hurry up and throw another candle together. Like, I don't want to do that. So, you know, measure twice, cut once, right? So it just takes a while. It's just a lot of manpower. Yeah, this ended up turning into a really long candle conversation, but hopefully you guys learned something and found it interesting, because I never really talked about that stuff before. But anyway, so I'm gonna stop vlogging, because if I'm vlogging or doing anything else that's distracting, I will make a mistake. It has happened, and I've had to start over. And it sucks. I've only made a mistake, I want to admit, maybe like 3 times ever since I started doing this like 8 years ago or so. And that just involves like, oh crap, I poured the wrong color, or oh crap, I put the wrong fragrance. You know, it was supposed to be this one, but I put it in this one. So I just correct it quick and it's fine. So I'm gonna get to this, and God knows how long I'm gonna be up, but I refuse to wait until tomorrow because I want to get these out for you guys, because you guys have waited long enough. And thank you. Okay, I'm gonna get on this. I'll see you guys later. 1:40 a.m. I finally got the labels on, except for that one. I still need to print that one. And all the wicks in and all set up. Those are facing the other way because I'm gonna have to walk around and do them from this side so that I'm not holding the pouring pot over the other ones, because it's just safer that way. They're all ready to go, finally. My God. It's a good thing I had a nap, and I have all the coffee in the world and all the time in the world. This is the easy part coming up here. Like, all this that took me 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, almost 6 hours to do. 6 hours in, and I haven't poured anything yet. You understand? You understand? And I haven't stopped either. I've been going. It's hot. I don't know why it's so hot in here. My apartment gets super hot. I only have 2 working baseboard heaters out of 5. And yes, I've called maintenance about it. And the one time he came, it was just the breaker. Just the breaker, that's it. And I felt like an idiot. I felt like a freaking idiot calling maintenance for, he just opened the duty, you know. But yeah, I've tried it every time since, multiple times, doesn't work. The only 2 heaters that work in my entire apartment are the one right there along the wall in the living room, and this one. That's it. The one in this bedroom does not work. My library, if you will. The one in my bedroom does not work. And the one in the bathroom doesn't work. So, all 3 baseboard heaters on this side of the apartment don't work. And that was a real problem when it was negative whatever outside. Now it's like 30, so it's not that big of a deal, but at night it got so cold in my bedroom I'd have to crank up the heat out here just to, like, you know, fill the apartment with the heat just so it would get over there and I wouldn't wake up and go to sleep, you know. But now, even with this, if I turn it down, I don't even have it up very high. Like, yeah, I usually have it set to about 65 and it's usually all the way over 80, so that's pretty good. But the trouble is, I live on the 3rd floor with apartments on both sides, obviously, and then the sun comes in and all the heat rising and on both sides of me, and then the heat from the sun just cooks this apartment. So even if I turn the heat down with only 2 working heaters, it still gets super hot in here sometimes, which is great because it saves on my heating bill. But I'm about to turn on the stove and have all these lights on, and that makes it super hot. Every time I make candles, I turn the heat off and open the window because it gets really hot in here. The cats really want me to go to bed. They're like, screw this. Henry beat me to it. He's already... Oh, he's looking at me. Never mind. Watson's just over here chilling, being cute. Aren't you, baby? Aren't you, my little baby? She was bugging me to play earlier, but Mama was busy. Mama was busy. Mama can't play when she's working. She does the cutest thing, though. We have this little string on a stick deal. I was smart and tied a shoelace to a stick so that it's just easier. But what she'll do is if I'm working and she wants to play, she'll pick this thing up in her mouth and drag it over to me and lay it down at my feet and then start rubbing it against my legs. Like, she will bring it to me. It is the cutest thing, and it breaks my heart, and then of course I have to play with her, so. Oh my god. Yeah, it's been a while since I've lurked? It's been a while since I've worked this long into the night. Can't remember the last time I did this. It was definitely in the old apartment when I had a different sleep schedule and was a night person. She's like, she just won't let go. Yeah, so it kind of feels good. I like it because like the world is asleep and I feel the calm that comes with that. I don't know, that sounds really weird, I know, but I don't know, maybe Sumi Unite people can relate to that because that's when I always did my best work creativity wise, because the bustling world, the energy from the bustling world has died down. So there's like, I don't know, the air isn't as polluted with the energy of awake other people or something. I know that sounds really weird, but it's a thing. Like, it's just like, it's just me and I have the world to myself right now. I don't have the world to myself, but you know, the immediate world around me, and it's just easier to think and creativity comes, and during the day it's so much harder because the atmosphere just feels congested with everybody else's energy because everyone's up and around and talking and moving and stuff. It's nothing physical, it's just a feeling. It's kind of weird. So I think that's why I've always been a night person, because I'm really creative and it's just easier to create when, you know, the atmosphere is free of the energy of others. I know. Makes me sound kind of strange, but hopefully some of you know what I mean. But yeah, so I gotta get back to this because I've been yammering. Okay. Oh no! No! Ah, there we go. So I got half done, half finished here. I got first layer of all the candles poured. And it is almost 4 o'clock in the morning. Some of them are cool enough that I could keep going and probably finish them all off. However, I'm tired. I'm very, very tired, and I don't want to keep going tonight. And if I let them sit overnight, then they will absolutely positively be cool by the morning time, or tomorrow afternoon, whenever I wake up. And then I can do the top layers. Oh my god. Oh god. And it's so hot. I turned the heat off, the window's open, and I am sweating. It is awful. And for those of you who are like, yeah, it's spring, it's like 60 degrees. Like, no. Here in North Dakota, it is not. It is currently 28 degrees Fahrenheit. So, yeah, and I'm sweating. So, with the heat off and the window open. I'm going the F to bed now. And I will see you guys later. Okay, bye.